Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It's time for our weekly recap of Love After Lockup. This is season 3, episode 33, and it was titled Dirty Little Secrets. Alright, y'all, before I jump into this recap review, if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And if you end up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button along with the share button. Alright, y'all, so this episode was like it was good, but it was like they was giving us little pieces until the season finale, because the season finale is supposed to be next Friday. It's a 2-hour, so this was just giving us like a sneak peek of what's to come. So it wasn't like a lot with each couple. It was just like a cliffhanger, if you know what I'm saying. So we're not really getting nothing big in in this recap review. So let's start with Brittany and Marcelino, because they're still in Alaska. And basically they was just having like a good family time. Like they was grilling out there. Brittany's dad was coming back over with his, I think that's his new wife. She was coming back over. They both were coming back over to, just have like a good family time and stuff. And Cindy, she's looking at the ex-husband all sad, like, because according to Brittany, like, the mom put him through a lot because, she was on drugs and stuff. And she kind of ruined that relationship because he probably got fed up and was just like, enough is enough, and he just moved on or whatever. So she's looking at him like, dang, I could be in that relationship, or I could be with him and stuff like that. So she's looking sad and withdrawn and stuff. And he goes outside to light up the fire pit because they're gonna make s'mores later. And she comes outside and she's like, well, do you got a moment so we can walk around? You want to take a walk or whatever and talk? He was like, well, I don't really want to take no walk, but I'll talk to you or whatever. And so he asked her how she was doing, and she said she was just hanging. And she asked him, how he's doing and how his relationship is with his new wife. And he was like, it's good. She makes me smile. She makes me laugh. And she was like, that's good or whatever. And then you could tell she was nervous going out there to begin with to talk to him. But then when he said that, like, she was just like, that's good. That's how it should be. And then she just broke down crying. And he hugged her and was just like, she apologized. She said she was sorry and stuff. And then he apologized to her, saying like he was sorry for what she went through, and she went through a lot, and he knows that this is a lot for her and stuff. And he just embraced her, and she cried at his chest, and it was like a good moment. And he feels as though like he doesn't know if it was a good idea for Brittany to bring her mom up there, which, look, child, we all been saying the same thing, okay? So, but he, because, like, it could go left. Basically, the same thing Marcelino was saying, like, this could be too much for her, and it could just make her go into a downward spiral. So he's not sure if this was the right atmosphere or the right thing for Brittany to bring her mom up here. Brittany, on the other hand, she said that she'd been dreaming about this moment, like this family time, and since she was in prison, she always had this image in her head that, her family would come together and stuff. So she's enjoying the time that the family is together. After Sydney got her s'more or whatever, she was just like, well, family, I'm gonna go in and lay down and stuff. And you could see she was still feeling kind of withdrawn and stuff, because like she doesn't have that, like she has that love from her family, but to have and to see her ex-husband with, someone else, and that could have been her if she didn't go down the drug route. And so it was just a lot of emotions, and then meeting her mom and talking to her mom, and it was just a lot for her. So she went upstairs to lay down and stuff like that. We saw like a little scene where Marcelino and Brittany was walking through the town, child, when he said the 2.5 blocks of the town. I was cracking up. And then when he was just like, and then they hired a cat to be their mayor. I said, a cat? Now, I love cats and stuff, but to be the mayor, I said, they must don't have no crime. Okay, zero crime. And it literally was a cat to the mayor. He was like a cat, like purr. I was cracking up. But that was pretty much it for Brittany and Marcelino, y'all. Like I said, I hope Sydney gets it together. I hope that this was actually the way Brittany wanted it to go. I hope that is how it will play out in Sydney's world, and not the other way. Like, I hope she don't get back on drugs when she gets back to Vegas. Who else we gonna talk about? Amber and Puppy. So Amber and Puppy, we just saw Amber this episode, and Amber finally made it to work. But the thing that cracked me up was like, you fussing about you late and stuff, but you ain't go inside to clock in. Like, you just stood outside and smoked a cigarette with the coworker. I was like, was she gonna clock in or no? Okay, girl. But she was out there complaining to the coworker how she late because Puppy made her late and stuff, and she told the coworker that Puppy wanted to go to Vegas to see Vince, but she not about that life or whatever. And she just said, like, her and Puppy, like, that's not what she on. Like, Puppy drinking on the job, she's showing up late all the time. Like, she not with that right now or whatever. And then somebody pulls up in a pickup truck, and they're like, hi, gorgeous. And I was like, ooh, that. And so she looking, she like, oh, snap. And so it's Sammy that popped up on her at work. I said, well, how he know where she live? And he done got a pickup truck already. And what, wasn't it just earlier that day he said he was getting out? So what? Wasn't it earlier in the day he called her at the hotel and said he got parole and he was getting out? So he was getting out that day. Like, the timeline all janky, child. But I was just like, but wait, did she just drop her? All right, whatever. But he popped up at work. At first she was looking like, I didn't expect him to pop up at work on me or whatever. But then when she saw him and he looking all swole because he been working out in jail and stuff like that, she said he got like put 50 more pounds on him. But you know, he beefed up. So she like, oh, she was just like all smiles and stuff. And so she was telling us again how they was selling dope, getting high and stuff. And he had a problem with her actually taking the reins and being the boss. So I guess she started making more money than him, being more in charge and stuff with the selling dope and whatever. So that, you know, took offense to his ego. So he ghosted her or whatever. So she said that she didn't have resolved feelings from that relationship. He said he didn't, you know, nothing was resolved. He still loves her, and he's been in love with her, or has love for her for the 10 years, because they haven't seen each other, spoken since 10 years. And he was just like, it was the best sex of my life, and, you know, I'm still in love with her. And I was just like, oh, okay. But so then he tells her, like, he never stopped loving her. He wants to show her. He invited her out on a date. He started getting, like, all emotional and crying and stuff. I was like, oh, okay. Then she was just kind of like, I don't know. Like, it's just something about him. Like, he gives me butterflies in my stomach and stuff. And he was saying how she a phenomenal woman. Like, all this stuff, child. I was like, what you gonna tell Puppy? And she said that she was going to hit him up later on. He gave her a hug and stuff. And that was pretty much it for them two. But I'm like, this finna go south with Puppy, because you playing games with both of them right now. Like, just tell her that you talking to Sammy. And do he even know she's talking to Puppy, or what it was with Puppy? I wonder. Probably not. Because Amber, she ain't right, y'all. She ain't right. Child, we see Michael. Let's go with Michael and Sarah. So, Michael and Sarah. Again, why is they... Okay. This fool playing the piano, and the mama all excited. I said, it sounds a mess, but whatever. She asks, well, he tells her about Sarah and him living together and stuff, and how they have an open marriage, and he gonna ride that one till the wheels fall off, child. We got an open marriage. That's fine and dandy. Do she know y'all got an open marriage? Because the way she blowing your phone up, okay. But he telling her, like, you know, I'm gonna do this over here, she gonna do her, and then if we come together or whatever, we trying to grow and fix it. And I'm like, well, how y'all gonna grow and fix your marriage if she over here with somebody and you over there with somebody? Like, how y'all gonna come back together? He was like, well, you know, that's just how we do, because we just got an open marriage. But if she tell me that she want this relationship just to be me and her, then I'll drop all them chicks. Because that's what you did before. Oh, okay. I mean, people change. But, not him. And we saw that. We saw that. But, the mama was like, well, okay, it sounds the way because you was coming out your mouth and telling me this, that means that you grown a lot. And, you know, I'm just so proud of you. I said, she will believe anything he say out his mouth. What in the hell? You believe that, mama? Okay. But she asked him, like, well, are you seeing anybody else? Are you in a relationship with anybody else? And he like, no. With that stupid ass smirk on his face. And she was like, okay, I believe you. I could see that was a lie. Ray Charles, if he was alive, he could see that alive. And Stevie Wonder can see that's a lie. Like, all the people with no vision can see that's a lie. Like, sir, ma'am, I take my glasses off and the TV blurry. But I could see that man was lying. How you looking at his face and you believe that he was telling the truth? Child. So he driving to some cafe, right? And he lets us know again that he in an open marriage. I said, oh, okay. I'm telling you, he might as well get that tattooed on his chest. Okay, I'm in an open marriage. Like, so nobody got to ask. Okay, so he like, she gonna do her, I'm gonna do me, blah blah blah, and I'm gonna enjoy myself. And I like having conversations with different women and stuff like that because I'd like to see what their thoughts are. And it'd be different if you was actually having conversations with women, but you're not having conversations with women. You go into the restaurant, and before you even get out high, that girl had her tongue down your throat. That's not a conversation, sir. And her weave, like, I can't talk about nobody here, but I'm about to watch this, okay? But her weave, why was it so oily? Like, what in the world? Like, he don't even be getting top quality women. So, like, what in... Child, bye. Anyway, we see him at the restaurant. Sarah calling him because she on her way to meet Malcolm. She calling him. Child, why he put the phone on the table and looked at the call just ringing and was like, don't mind her. But you in an open marriage, like you in an open relationship. So if you so open in a relationship, then you can answer your phone and be like, yo, what's up? I'm kicking it with Shorty over here. I'll hit you back later or whatever. And she'd be like, oh, okay, that's how you know you're in an open marriage or open relationship. But you're not in that type of relationship because why? You didn't answer the phone and you lying about not seeing no other women. So like, boy, bye. Anyway, he probably ended up going to the hotel with the girl because the girl at the end, because they didn't really show them too tough, but at the end, like, he was leaning on his car saying he had a room of his own, and she was like, well, do I gotta drop some more hints or something? And they started tonguing down in the parking lot or whatever like that. So I'm sure she went to the room and they bowed chicky wow wow. Sarah, on the other hand, she meeting up with Malcolm. And Malcolm is kind of like, well, you know, I didn't like the way it ended. And she was like, well, I didn't like the way you left the restaurant. He was like, I didn't like it either because I was hungry. Shit, I didn't even get to eat my meal. Like, my steak was looking popping. And I had to leave it on the table or whatever. Like, F that. I'd have been like, excuse me, can I get a box to go? So, anyway, they talk. And she asked him, well, you still think I'm in love with him or whatever? And he was like, well, I came to the conclusion that yes, you are. And I'm like, everybody know that you still in love with him, Sarah, except for you. Like, girl, why is you trying to play? You playing in our faces. But anyway, Malcolm ends up asking her, is they still sleeping together? And she like, what? Oh my God, excuse me? Like, that was your answer right there, Malcolm. I hope you getting this meal to go because you always leaving a place hungry. Like, boy, bye. Just leave her. It's other women out here. Sarah is not all that. Let's talk about Lamar and Andrea real quick. Because they didn't really show them. They didn't really show them too tough. Like, they show Andrea. So I guess it's her birthday or something. And child, she come downstairs in this little tight pink outfit that I'm like, girl, okay, you sexy. But she like, can you take my bags? Like, she was really putting on. I was like, girl, But you know, it's her birthday. People turn up the way they want to for their birthday, so I ain't mad at her. But her friends from Utah coming to visit her to celebrate, you know, her birthday and stuff like that. So she gonna go pick them up. So she done got a limo and everything, and then she tells us how she doesn't really want her Utah friends to see how she lives, because in Utah, I guess, like, you putting on airs basically. You got like a big house, nice car, you get married, you stay at home, the wife stays at home, the husband goes to work, and you got like all these fancy nice things, even if you can't afford them or whatever. So you just basically putting on. And or some people may actually, you know, have the money for that. And in Andrea's case right now, she just really don't have it. So she embarrassed to bring them back to her house. She don't want them to come to her house. She don't want them to see her house. She just don't. So she goes to pick them up from the airport in the limo. And one of the friends was like, well, this man need to leave because we were looking for our ride. And Andrea rolls down the window. So they all excited. And it's the three ladies that we usually see. I just know the black lady named Michelle. I can't think of the other two ladies' names. But Michelle stuck out to me because I know a couple Michelles. But whatever. They like, oh my God, we get in the limo. Oh my God, yes, I've never been in a limo before. Let's go. So they getting all in the limo. They all excited. And I was like, girl, you could have got a limo without no alcohol because they don't drink. So that was a waste of money. But they in the limo. They getting all excited. She taking them down. Look, I don't know too much about LA. Is it like Rodeo Drive where they have like all the fancy stores and stuff like that? Chanel, Gucci, all that. So I think that's what it is. But she taking them down there. She taking them to like the Hollywood stars, and like she just driving them all around places she probably has not even been to, child. But they hanging all out the window. They all excited. Then they get to Randy's Donuts with Snoop Dogg had, you know, did his video or whatever. And she basically say like, talking about, I have to teach them how to be LA. Like, they're so Utah. I just have to tell them how to be LA. Like, they have to just kind of get it together. And so I said, Andrea, you ain't LA. Because just yesterday or the day before, girl, you was cussing out in the street with no shoes on. Andrea, stop. Stop, girl. And her friend Michelle Prayer, when she said, let's have fun and hopefully not catch hepatitis, I said, what kind of shit? Oh God. But Andrea was just like doing too much for me. I gotta show them how to be LA. I said, girl, you live in the hood, but whatever. And so they left Randy's Donuts. They get in the limo again, and she says there's 20 people coming to the party. So I guess she having a birthday party. She invited Shantae, or is it Chantel? Shantae. Is it Shantae? Chantel. She invited Chantel, and they said that the friends said that they had her back and stuff like that. So then, for some reason, the limo dropped her off at her house first. If you don't really want them to see your house, why would you have the limo driver drop you off first? Like, I would have had it drop them off at their hotel and then drop me off at my house, but because you don't want them to see your house, right? So she was like, so one of the friends was like, oh, where we at? What's this stop? And she was like, oh, that's Andrea's house. And so they was like, oh, okay, well, do we get a tour? So she was like, no, you are not getting a tour. You are not coming to the house. They was like, what? So then the friend was like, oh, well, she real LA. She real uptight and stuff and all this other stuff. I was like, girl, no, it's not because of that. It's because they live, I think it's because it don't look like a townhouse. It looked like it's a split level, like a duplex or something. Like they just live on one floor. That's what it looked like. And you see how they be having they don't have enough room in the house because they be having storage stuff all over the place, right? So it's not where she want to be at right now. So she embarrassed, like I said already. But they think it's because she being stuck up or whatever. But that's not the case. But she just need to tell her friends, because if they her friends, they should understand, right? But so she was like, no, you're not getting a tour, yada, yada, yada. So then the one friend, Michelle, was like, oh, well, she acted real LA or something, and you saw that dress she had on. You can't hide your You can't hide your testimony in that dress. I said, not hide your testimony. And then they started talking about some long underwear and stuff, and it wards off evil. I said, what? Talking about some she ain't got no long underwear on. Why would she? What kind of fool? Child. And then that was pretty much it for them. So it's about to be something crazy tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Next Friday, y'all. I'm like, girl, if they your friends, you should tell them what's going on. But obviously they're not your real friends. And she was just like, no, because they real judgmental. They judge somebody because they ain't had no double oven in their house. I said, well then no, girl. They gonna really judge the hell out of you. Like, that's a shame. But anyway, Christiana and John, they ain't really had nothing. It was 4 days out of her prison sentence, and it was like 11 o'clock p.m. And he was asleep. She woke up, and them lights in that room, I'm like, why they got them damn twinkle lights? That shit would bother me. But she gets up and she's feeling insecure because of what her mom said. Like, Tara's room was like right across from John's room, and the mom was saying like it was squeaky beds going on, yada yada yada. So she feeling real insecure, and she got to get to the bottom of it. So she calls her sister up and is like, look, I need to meet you at this park tonight because we need to talk or whatever. And she was like, you sure you're not going to get in trouble with your parole? She was like, no, they're not going to know. I said, girl, you on TV. Do they be forgetting the cameras? Okay. But anyway, she said that she need to get to the bottom of stuff and find out what really happened between John and her sister. And if she finds out that them two had sex, it's going to be the end of her marriage, and that's not going to be good for her. The producers was like, well, what do you mean? And she was like, it may make me want to use or whatever. Like, I'm getting a bad feeling about this, but I still need to figure it out. I said, I said, Christiana, And let's talk real quick about Shavel and Q, child. It is, they having issues already. So, first of all, what was Shavel wearing? What was she wearing, y'all? Can she get a stylist? Can we get her a stylist? Somebody, please. But anyway, she waking up Q, and so he can watch Maila because she about to go dress shopping, which we find out. So she was saying it's been 2 weeks since she got engaged, and it's been a nightmare because her family against it, his family against it. Q not working, but you already knew that because he didn't have a job up there in Kansas City. He had a job in Texas. Okay. But you wanted to get married to him, and he didn't have these things lined up yet. But you knew this. So why you mad now? But whatever. She said it's been 2 weeks since they got engaged, and he ain't working. She said that he ain't been having sex with her. So she thinking, like, if you're not having sex with me, then who you having sex with? And I'm like, yeah, because if he ain't did it since he been in Texas, and then he come up to Kansas, and y'all ain't did it not one time, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. But, or maybe he not that attractive. Never mind, y'all. But anyway, or maybe her, never mind. I ain't even gonna go there, y'all. But anyway, she goes to the dress shop. And she trying on dresses with this friend Maria. Like, we ain't never seen Maria before, but this is the first time we seeing Maria. And she telling Maria how everybody against her getting married. And Maria like, well, why everybody against the girl? What's popping? And so she say, well, you know, he proposed to me, but he had cheated. Cheated? Girl. You sure you ain't rushing this? This is moving too fast and stuff. So she was like, no, whatever. So Maria tells us outside that cheating, no, that is not going to get any better. If he cheated before y'all got engaged, then he going to cheat during the marriage. Like, So she like, well, maybe she need to rethink or slow down a little bit. Which everybody telling her, but she don't want to listen, child. And so she trying on dresses and stuff. The first two, The second one fit her shape. It looked fine because it was like fluffy out at the bottom, and then it hoisted her boobs up and stuff like that. So it looked fine on her, whatever. Then Shavel mama come over with the blue. She got blue eyeshadow on, and then she still got that yellow lipstick. But she come over to get Maila. So she come over to get Maila and stuff like that. And Shavel like, well, I'm gonna walk you to the car. Shavel tells her mama that, you know, I went to try on dresses and stuff. So the mom like, you know, I want the best for you, and I just want you to be happy, because, you know, being married is good, but being in a healthy, happy marriage is even better or whatever. So inside, we see Shavel phone go off. And so Q sitting right there. She ain't got no screensaver on the phone. She ain't got the phone locked. She got the notifications right on the thing. Like, you can read the notifications and stuff like that. So he like, oh, okay, well, let me look. You know, he's just scrolling through her phone. So she come back in, and he looking like, you know, he mad about it or whatever. So she like, well, what's your problem? Why you upset or something like that? He was like, because you a liar. And he tells us that, you know, he thought the relationship was going well and stuff, but it was all a facade. So she like, what are you talking about? Who lying? He was like, well, you got a text message from Jay. He was like, it said, hey, beautiful, what's up? And she was like, oh, okay, but we wasn't together. But y'all together now, Shavel. So why is that man still texting you? Shouldn't he know that you engaged right now and you with somebody right now? Like, why is he still messaging you? And so Q was like, well, Shavel, you just get a pass. Get a pass. What are you talking about? He was like, well, you told me to squash everything with Chi-Town. I did all that, but now you still talking to Jay. And she like, well, we wasn't together. He was like, but on that Ferris wheel, you got a whole engagement ring. No, that's not what he said at that point. She kept saying we wasn't together. So he said, well, why is he still messaging you? Well, I still talk to him because I need somebody to talk to. Shouldn't you be talking to a Q? Like, that's a red flag right there. If you talking to a whole nother man because you can't talk to your fiance, that's a problem. So she was like, well, I need more from you. I need you to entertain me, or I need action from you or whatever. And he like, you need attention from me. Like, I just proposed to you on a big ass Ferris wheel. Ain't that attention? Like, that's attention right there. But you entertaining other dudes and stuff. So he mad. He go into the room, and he like, well, you need to make your man happy and stuff. And she like, what you mean? I need to make my man happy? I done made my man happy all this time or whatever. And he was like, no, you didn't. You lied. If you don't make me happy and stuff, and you ain't keeping your man happy. And she like, what? I done gave you my all and stuff. I done gave you my all. Like, she going into all emotional and stuff like that, child. They all in an argument. He like, if you was making me happy and doing your all, then we wouldn't be having this argument. And she stormed off crying. I said, Lord have mercy. First of all, y'all doing all this 2 weeks after the engagement. Y'all don't need to be married. And if y'all was doing all this throughout the whole damn relationship, y'all don't need to be married. Like, stop. And then you try to get married to him in 30 days? Girl, bye. Anyway, let's move on to Sean and Destiny. So he leaving the hotel. I thought it was funny as hell when she was running. I said, she running for the bus. But she wasn't, though. She wasn't. So she was just running across the street. I don't care. I don't like Destiny. Okay? Ain't nothing wrong with catching the bus. I used to catch the bus in the trolley, the subway, the L. I used to catch all that when I lived in Philly. Ain't nothing wrong with that. My thing is, and I used to walk when I lived in North Carolina because I ain't had no car. My ex-husband was the only one with the car. But that's not the problem. People can walk, people can ride the bike, people can skateboard, people can do whatever they want to do. My thing is, it's funny when it's Destiny because I don't like her because she's a scammer and a liar. So she running into the bus and walking everywhere is hilarious to me. No F's about it. Okay? So anyway, she ends up calling him. So she called him up and she said she want to talk to him, and he like, well, why do you want to talk? Like, why do you want to talk? I thought we were done. Look, I need to meet you. Okay, I need to meet you or whatever. Okay. So then he like, well, text me the address. So she texted him, I guess, and he like, well, I don't understand why she wants to meet with me or whatever. Like, I came to show her that I still loved her, and you know, and I just felt like a trick. I just felt like a trick. So, you know, like I'm kind of I don't even feel good about coming to meet her. Like, is she trying to scam me or is she trying to rob me? Like, I don't even feel good. So then he ends up pulling up beside her, like she was on the sidewalk or whatever, like in a shopping mall. So he pulls up beside her and rolls down the window. I said, damn, she just get the roll down the window treatment. Ooh, child. So he rolled down the window and was just kind of like, well, you know, what did you want? Why did you want to meet me? She was like, where are you headed? Oh, I'm headed to the airport or whatever. So then she was like, well, I need some money, Sean. I said, the audacity of this woman to ask this man for some goddamn money after you just acted a whole entire monkey. Like, girl, are you serious right now? He like, what? Like, because like you took the car. I don't even know how I'm gonna get around. You see me walking, like I'm sweating right now, and I just need some money, and this is all your fault. How you gonna blame this man because you's a liar and a scammer and you got caught in it? Girl, stop. So he was like, well, like that's what you should have thought of before you like threw the ring at me or whatever like that. You said it was over or whatever. I said it was over because I wanted you to take accountability for what you did or whatever. Well, while you was gone and stuff and whatever, I started researching you and you scammed me or whatever. I feel like you scammed me. Like I never scammed you or whatever. You never scammed me. Like you lied about your age. That's a scam. You lied about your kids. That's a scam. Like you just kept scamming me all the time or whatever like that. And like, yeah, I was talking to like 20 different dudes when I was in jail or whatever. Like, what do you expect? You went to a jail pen pal website. Yeah, like all y'all was tricks to me or whatever. But I fell in love with you. I caught feelings and stuff. So I just gave you all my attention. Like who knew what would have happened with those other tricks? Maybe I wouldn't be walking or whatever like that. Like maybe I would be happier and stuff. So he was like, well, I don't really have a lot on me or whatever. Yeah, that's the story of your life or whatever. So I just have like $40. That's all I have, like $40 or whatever. And like here you go, $40. What am I supposed to do with that? Well, I mean, like I don't know. So she snatched the $40 out his hand, and they hugged and they kept going. And he was just like, well, he feel like she just gonna move on from guy to guy. She seems happier, single and stuff like that. And here she goes talking about some little do Sean know she's seeing somebody else and and Sean not ready for what's to come or whatever. And I was like, well, if you're seeing somebody else, why you ain't ask that person for the money? Girl, stop. Sean's stupid. I'd have kept my $40. Bitch, I ain't got no cash on me. Girl, stop. And so he was just saying, like, you can find your soulmate anywhere. You just have to never give up or whatever. And he claimed he never going to get caught up again. I said, whatever. So then he gets back to, where they live, Vegas. So he gets back to Vegas and he goes to see Kelly and his kids or whatever. So he go over there to see Kelly and let Kelly know what's going on. So Kelly basically like, oh, so what happened is what I told you. So basically I told you so. I told you she was scamming you. I told you she was a liar. I told you was a dummy. Like, yeah. Okay, I'm glad you finally realized it or whatever. But she like, what you here for? Like, what are you doing or whatever? So she was like, well, you get your $50K back. He was like, well, they postponed the court date for another month or whatever. And so she was, them two was like having like a heated discussion or whatever. And then the daughter came in because Kelly was basically like, so, like you put your kids and your family on the back burner or whatever. And so Gracie came in, his 16-year-old daughter, and she is mad at him because he really put his kids and his family on a back burner for goddamn Destiny that he barely knew. And the thing that really made me mad was the fact that Gracie said that every time she would call him, Destiny would hang up the phone. And when she would text her dad, it would just be left on red. He wouldn't reply or nothing like that. And I think that Destiny probably was reading the text messages and not Sean, but yet she probably didn't tell Sean that he had a text message or whatever. And if he ain't see the notification, he probably didn't know that he had messages from his daughter. However, if you were still in contact with your children, you'd have saw that you had a whole thread from your daughter and that you missed her text messages. And then you would have saw on the phone, unless she deleted the phone calls or whatever, that your daughter had called you. Why wasn't you more in touch with your kids like that? But you put this jailbird who just treated you like a whole trick on, you took her side more than your damn children. Like, what? So Gracie's mad at him and he's saying like, well, he's sorry that he broke off things was broken off with Destiny. And she like, well, are you here because things is broken off? Or are you here because you want to be in your kid's life? Like a sorry is not going to cut it. And I was all here for Gracie speaking her mind to her dad. And so she went in her room because she got overwhelmed and stuff and went in her room, started crying. And he come in there and she like, just go away, like leave me alone, like just leave me alone. He apologizes and he says he feels like a lousy father, and she like, I don't even know who you are anymore, because my dad wouldn't put me to the side for no female or whatever like that. So, and that was pretty much how the episode ended. I really felt bad for that little girl, and if she feeling like that, what, he got 6? What about the other 5 kids? You know they feeling some type of way too, child. I said, Sean is, he is sorry. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode down there in them comments. If y'all end up liking this recap review, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and the share button. And also don't forget to subscribe to me, hitting that little red subscribe button and hitting the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.